Evaluation of the FALTPD. The aim of the programme is to produce and deliver a plan that suits every individual and create a plan to develop and produce elite players. So this is across all sports, so from when kids start at a young age to how they develop and becoming to their peak potential. This structure, the LTPD structure, so at stage 1, it's the activity starts. This is aimed at children between the age of 0 and 6. This stage is to develop kids' overall motor skills. Overall motor skills should be learned before children learn specific skills. Stage 1 is in place so that children have fun taking part in sport and they want to carry on playing it. And it's just literally done as a fun-based thing and doing fun exercise. Stage 2, the fundamental stage, this is aimed at children between the ages of 6 and 9. This is a stage for kids to learn their fundamental motor skills and the ABCs of athleticism, which is agility, balance, coordination and speed. Again, this is in place so that children have fun but also without even knowing, learning and developing to be able to play sport in a specific sport. Stage 3, learning to train stage. This is aimed at kids that are between the age of 9 and 12. This is teaching them all the fundamental specific sports skills they need. This is anything from specific movements to passing and techniques, depending on what different sport you're playing. Stage 4, the training to train stage. This is for kids aged between 11 and 16. This stage is built is building on things like aerobic base. This is also things like starting to develop techniques and as they get older, around the age of 40 when they're developed, to start doing strength and conditioning. So just developing like strength and being able to physically participate in the sport if that's what it needs. Stage 5, training to complete stage. This is for people aged between 16 and 18. After training to train stage is complete, you can then advance onto this stage, so you might not necessarily be 18, you might be a little bit older, but you might also start the stage a little bit younger. This is making sure your fitness levels are at the best of their conditions, that's both like physically and strength-wise. By now you should have a position you play and learn specific skills and tactics to that position. So for example in football, if you're a right back or a centre defender, you're learning the specific tactics and skills to that position, not just to the game overall, developing you into a really good player but in a specific position. Stage 6 is the training to win, so people aged 18 plus and possibly a little bit younger if they go through the stages quicker. This is the final stage for player preparation, so it's the final stage where players are being kind of developed into playing football, and now they're starting to play it to win, not to develop them. So physical, technical, tactical, mental, personal and lifestyle capacities of a player are now fully established, so all of these should now, players should fully be established. There'll be learning tactics of the game, enable you to win a game, so now it's not just so you develop as a player, you're going out there to win, and so that you can change tactics during a game, so you might be playing football, a certain formation and change it to either be more defensive or attacking depending on the score of the game. And stage 7 is the retirement. This is for players who are no longer able to compete in sports, so maybe a footballer age of 36 or plus, anywhere from that to 40. They can then go into things like coaching or becoming an official, which will allow them to still be part of the sport they love, but not actually physically taking part in them themselves. Also, it allows them to take part in it, but not actually participate in it. The summary of LTPD. It's in association with schools, which allows children to experience multi-stage sports before they choose what they go into. So letting children kind of have a taste of each different sport and seeing which one they want to do. And it's very important that children get a good impression, so they make it fun. Because if they don't make it fun, then children won't want to play it, and then they take up a different sport instead of that sport specifically. So it's really important at the young ages to make it fun. The success of the programme depends on like case studies and ratios of like how successful players are and unsuccessful athletes are. I think this programme will be successful if all coaches use it across the board for all sports, and not just some coaches using it in some sports. And also if the coaches understand it properly, so they're making sure that they understand each stage as they're teaching it. They're not just teaching it but not really understanding it themselves. The improvements, I would make sure that I would make sure all the coaches use it in all sports, but I'd also make sure all the players were shown what they were going to learn. This is because as players get older, they want to start competing, they want to start playing to win. At the age of about like 12, 13, when they start playing 11-a-side, say 11-a-side football for example, but they're not actually being trained to compete until they're around the age of 18. So if players know that, they're develop better, they want to develop, and they practice to develop instead of practicing ahead and kind of missing stages out and then having to go backward and forward on it. And they enjoy it more because they know what they're doing. And as you get older, players want to take charge and they want to know what they're doing in training and why they're doing it.